Okay, so in the world you have, 2 years ago you had about 20 million new cases in the world and about 10 million deaths by cancer, which is 1/5 of the deaths related to the NCDs, the non-communicable disease. You know that in Europe we have 5% of cancer that are genetically induced. You inherited from your mother or your father a mutated gene like BRCA1 or BRCA2 for breast cancer. But beside this 5%, 95% of all cancers in our countries are related to the exposure to a carcinogen. It can be a non-carcinogen like ultra-transformed foods, sun, particles in the pollution, tobacco, alcohol. It can be also a non-carcinogen that we will discover in the future. But what is very important to understand is that this exposure that causes cancer in human beings is related to the dose-response relationship. What does that mean? That means that the greater the exposure to the carcinogen, the higher your risk of developing cancer. And this exposure can be measured according to the dose of the carcinogen or to the duration of the exposure. So for instance, being under the sun for half an hour as a recreational behavior, or being under the sun as a professional, like a fisherman, for instance, 8 hours every day, the skin cancer is not the same risk. Being irradiated in your body because of you do a low-dose CT scan, or because you are in Chernobyl or Fukushima during the explosion, the risk of thyroid cancer and leukemia is not the same. More red meat and processed meat you eat, higher your risk of developing colorectal cancer. So dose is clear. Duration is very clear. If you smoke just 6 months in your life, it's not the same risk of lung cancer than if you smoke 40 years in your life. And this has been shown even whatever the dose. You smoke 1 cigarette or 2 packs of cigarette, the longer the exposure, the higher your risk of developing lung cancer for this particular carcinogen. So the idea is how can we either eliminate the contact, the exposure, or how can we decrease the exposure, either the dose or the duration. We think that it's in the range of 60-70% because tobacco, when you smoke tobacco, you are going to get the smoke within your respiratory tract, so lung cancer and oral cancer, and then it comes to the blood, into the blood, and then the blood will go to the kidneys, so kidney cancer, and then to the urine, therefore bladder cancer. Part of the smoke will go to the esophageal and then to the stomach, to the pancreas, to the colon, and this explains also the role of tobacco in this cancer. So we are talking of the major cause of cancer in the world, and this, unfortunately, was the first cause of cancer 30 years ago, and is still in the world the first cause of cancer. You are totally wrong. Nicotine is not a carcinogen, it does not cause cancer. It's what caused the addiction to cigarette. It's an addictive molecule, and people are smoking to get the nicotine, but unfortunately, because of the smoke, they get cancer. But nicotine is not a carcinogen, and this has been stated officially by the WHO, with the FDA, with every healthcare institution. So this, we know it's not the case.